What's up, guys? It's Wacky Engineering, and today we have some tips and tricks for running Ethernet in your entire house. So let's check it out. Why would you run Ethernet cable through your whole house? That's like old school, right? We have Wi-Fi now. Ethernet's super reliable, super fast, like 10 gigs a second, extremely fast compared to Wi-Fi, no disruptions. That's the reason number one. Reason number two, some people don't like those radio waves moving around through their house all night long, all day. So those are two reasons right there. So another thing you're going to want to think about, if you're doing whole house Ethernet, you're going to want to do it in the new construction phase, obviously before there's sheetrock and insulation and all that. Second thing to think about is what cable are you going to use? I would get the best cable you can, because if you're going to stay in the house for the next 10 years, it could get dated. So we have Cat 6A here, really fast, reliable. So the next thing you need to think about when you're going to start a project like this is, where do you want your network hub to be at? So you're going to have a switch somewhere where all your cables are going to go back to a central location, and you kind of want to start there. The next thing would be, where are you going to put the Ethernet jacks in the room? So you kind of go around, mark everything, get a plan of where the cables are going to route to. Another big thing to remember, you don't want to run these cables right next to your electrical cables that are running through the house. If you have to get close to one of them, you want to try to intersect it at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular. Okay, so here's some of the hold downs we're using to hold some of the cables. And these just nail in, super easy to install. Then we also have these J-hooks. You can nail these in or screw them in, but these are to help kind of guide the cables where you want them to go. So here's the jack brackets that our cables are going to go into, and they're not an actual box. These are low voltage. So if you are doing power over Ethernet, it shouldn't be greater than like 52 volts. So, yeah. So this is where kind of our main hub, where everything's going to come back. We're going to have a managed switch. It's a Ubiquity. We're going to have a server, a rack-mounted server. Obviously, the modem and stuff's going to be over here too. So this is kind of the starting point. And as you can see, we literally just drilled holes just like you'd run your electrical through the house and ran the cables up. We differentiated between the different cables that are just going to be like jacks in a room versus power over Ethernet, such as some access points and then some cameras that are going to use power over Ethernet, so we don't have to have any extra power for those. So you can see we kind of use these little, I think they're actually meant for coax cables, but these little nail-in, we talked about those earlier, but the little nail-in clips, and that's kind of how we're trying to keep it routed. So we have quite a few cables going over to the other side of the house to some bedrooms, and that's what these runs are, and then they kind of circle over and penetrate the floor over there. There's some more right there. As you can see here, here's one of our purple cables. This is one of the boxes, and this is going to have an access point for Wi-Fi. Some of these other purple cables that are going up, we got one going over to that corner, and there's going to be a camera mounted outside, and then another one in that corner. Then we're going to have another in that corner, one in the middle of the house, and then one also on the corner of the garage. And once again, one of the benefits is we don't have to have receptacles at any of these locations. The cameras, the access points, they all just run off of the power from the Ethernet. Here was one of the J-hooks where we routed some cables. We mostly installed that one to actually keep the cables up above the electrical. It's recommended you try to stay at least 12 inches, but I mean, a bare minimum I would say would be like 3 inches. And then right here, this is going to be the doorbell, and then it's also power over Ethernet. And we ran some of this little flexible conduit here to push it up. That way, if we have to pull, basically we're going to have to pull the cable out a little bit and then hook up the doorbell, push it back in. But there's going to be spray foam insulation that goes in these walls. So we wanted to make sure that our cable didn't basically get glued to the wall to where we wouldn't be able to pull it out and push it back in. So something else to consider, if you bought solid core Ethernet cable to run across your house, you don't want to be bending it and flexing it constantly. That solid core wire will actually break. Most patch cables you buy at the store would be stranded wire, and those are meant to bend, but don't bend this wire too much or you could have a failure. Also, make sure you estimate how much you're going to need. Now, we will still have a few more runs in the basement, so we'll probably use maybe half of what's left. But on the same token, you don't want to have not enough and then try to order more or whatever. But yeah, that's all we got today, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you do a whole house Ethernet install, I hope it goes good. See ya.